Hey, Matt here. Just checking in with you real quick before we get started with today's episode. We're going to talk about the difference between flipping and holding and why you'd want to do one or the other. Or actually, really, it's kind of a biased opinion of why holding properties is so much better. I'm going to give you 10 reasons as to why. We've been talking here for a while. I know it's a turnkey real estate investing subject here on this show, meaning you don't really want to go out and do all the heavy lifting. You don't really want to do all the work, or maybe you just don't know how and you don't have the time to go do it. Whatever it may be, one reason or another, you found us here because you want to leverage someone else's resources and expertise and effort. So I got it. But if you have any desire or any reason to want to know how it really happens on the back end, or you want to go and get your hands dirty and eventually make that transition to doing it all on your own, then I invite you to come to the Epic Intensive. It's May 24th, 25th, 26th. Epic Intensive. It's in Manhattan Beach, California, and that's a little part of the beach area outside of Los Angeles. It's actually in Los Angeles, but beautiful, beautiful neighborhood, beautiful place to come and stay. So if you'd like to come, I'd love to see you. We've been talking here virtually for a very long time. I'd love to meet you in person. And bring the family. You know, your family can go and hang out at the beach. They can go to Disneyland. They can go to Universal Studios. They can do whatever while you come and get educated. Or bring your spouse and bring your family and get your family in alignment with what it takes to create real wealth. It'd be great for the kids. It's great exposure there. It's great to get your spouse on board. When you two are on the same page, boy, nothing can stop you. So come on down, May 24th, 25th, 26th. Come on down. Sound like Cal Worthington. I don't know, maybe you guys are too young to know what Cal Worthington is, but I'd love to meet you in person. Come May 24th, 25th, 26th, epicintensive.com. Super early bird pricing is still in effect, but it does expire this week. So if you want to come, save a few bucks, get in, get your ticket. The prices are going to continue to go up the closer we get to capacity, and they're selling pretty quickly. It's going to sell out. It always does, and hopefully you get in so I can meet you. All right? Take care and enjoy the show.
This is Stereo Media.
You don't have a money problem, you have an idea problem. This is Turnkey Real Estate Investing, the show for busy people who want to invest in real estate but don't have the time or desire to take on the heavy lifting. And here's your cash flow savvy host, Matt Theriault.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to Turnkey Real Estate Investing. This is real estate investing for busy people just like you. And if this is your first time here, glad you made it. Make yourself at home. And if this is not your first time here, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about the 10 reasons to hold property instead of flip them. You can flip the house or you can hold that house. And, a lot of people out there flipping, it sounds really appealing because, flipping houses can make you rich. I mean, you can put a bunch of money in your pocket right away and it can be a whole lot of fun. You feel like you're prospering. You feel like you're progressing towards your financial freedom, but you're really not. And although, the flipping the houses, it can make you rich, but holding them, that's what's going to make you wealthy. If you have any investor that's ever been in the real estate game or has been in the real estate game for 20 years or more is going to tell you the same thing. If they were to start over, they would have sold less and held more, unanimously. And as Mark Twain once said, he said, learn from other people's mistakes as you won't be here long enough to make them all on your own. So if that's the wisdom of long-standing real estate investors, take that to heart. As well, Mark Twain also said, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. And there are 10 reasons why you should do this. And I'll start with the obvious, and then I'm going to work my way toward the not so obvious. And that's just to preclude that these are in no particular order of importance. They all play their role in your wealth creation journey if you choose to take that on through the real estate channel. All right, so number one, appreciation. We all know what that is, right? No one can predict it, though. We have no crystal ball, but we know it will happen. And certainly you can look back in history and you can recognize a pattern of every time there's a bubble, every time this bubble bursts, the market bounces back to new heights that it had never seen before. So, history, though, it's no guarantee. Okay, history repeating itself is no guarantee, but the concept of supply and demand, that's fairly foolproof. When demand exceeds supply, prices go up. And right now, there are more people walking the earth than there are homes for them to live in. And once they come of an age of independence, boy, they're going to need a place to live. I mean, 60% of the population is under the age of 30. So you want to get ahead of that wave. You want to get ahead of that demand. It's already walking the earth. It is coming. We can't stop it. Number two, cash flow. Some call it cash flow. Some call it passive income. Some call it residual income. We just call it investment income. And properly managed, real estate it's the gift that just keeps on giving each and every month. Cash flow, beautiful thing. Number 3, leverage. Real estate investing is one of the few investment vehicles available to the average person that empowers them with the ability to use leverage. Typically people borrow 20%, the bank lends the rest, but with that dynamic, your investment grows on the total purchase price. You only put in 20%, the bank put in 80%, but you get a return on all 100%. Your 20% invested grows at 5 times the rate if it were not leveraged. So leverage, super powerful reason why real estate is such a wealth creator. Number 4, above average return on investment, above average ROI. The ability to leverage your money results in a return on investment that would really, it makes Wall Street blush. There's just no comparison when you have the ability to use leverage. And that ability to leverage it positively impacts your ROI on both your appreciation and your cash flow. All right, so above average ROI. Number 5, amortization. And why is that ROI so important? It's because that money works harder for you and it works faster for you. That's why the return on investment, you got to put a little bit in, you get a whole bunch out. And imagine if you had a lot to put in, you get a whole ton out. So that's why the average ROI, that's why that's important, because it just means you get to your destination, your financial destination much faster. Okay, back to number 5, amortization or principal pay down. It's a very commonly overlooked profit center of real estate. As your tenant they pay you every month, they pay their rent, and you in turn go pay down the debt on the property, pay the mortgage on the property. And paying down the principal at first moves kind of slow, but then it picks up the closer you get to the end of your loan term, and then it just hauls ass right to the end. And people always forget it's not you paying down your mortgage. It feels like it because you're writing the check every month, but it's your tenant that gives you the money to do that every month. It's your tenant that buys that investment for you, and that's through amortization. Number 6, depreciation. Now, the tax code allows property owners to take an annual deduction for 27 and a half years on their real estate, specifically the structure that sits on your land. Uncle Sam, they're not going to allow you to depreciate the land itself, but they will give you an annual allowance, so to speak, to compensate you for the wear and tear on your building that sits on the land. And further, when it comes to tax benefits of real estate, the IRS sees real estate investing as a business. Part-time or full, they see it as a business, and they allow you to take business expense deductions as well as the depreciation. So it's a great tax shelter. There are great tax benefits in owning real estate. And and why is that so important? Well, we just had tax time here, and that was a painful experience. And but the good thing about real estate, it really minimizes the amount that you have to give back to old Uncle Sam. Okay, so and it's our biggest expense in life. 50% of our lifetime's income is going to go to Uncle Sam in one shape, form, or fashion. And if you want to escape the rat race, and you do that by increasing your monthly income, decreasing your monthly expenses, you might as well start with the biggest expense first. And taxes, by far, for each and every one of you, is your biggest expense. So real estate helps you cut that back, and you can still drink your daily Starbucks latte. That's not going to have a big impact on your wealth creation, but cutting down on your tax bill, that will. All right, number 7, hedge against inflation. Real estate's a hedge against inflation. Inflation can be, a rather complicated subject for people to grasp. I've been talking about hedging inflation for a really long time, and I got to tell you, for the first few years I was talking about it, I didn't totally understand it. In hindsight, I didn't totally understand it myself. But over the years, I've realized, wow, that's a big deal. Simply put, inflation is the reduction of the buying power of your dollar. You think back, say a nice suit. Say you bought a nice $1,000 suit today. And if you went back, say 30 years ago, that suit might have just cost you $100. Today it's $1,000. 30 years ago it was $100. Is that suit more expensive? No, it's the same material, right? There's no additional material on there. It's not more expensive. It's that the buying power of your dollar decreased. So it takes more of those dollars to consume that. And that's what inflation is. And so when your money is invested in real estate, that buying power is essentially preserved. In fact, history shows that inflation and property values, they run neck and neck, with property values actually slightly outperforming inflation. So it preserves, as your money grows in your real estate, it keeps up and slightly outpaces inflation. So it preserves the buying power of your dollar. Rising rents. Another part of real estate that no one can predict is rising rents. History shows, like appreciation, that rents have risen over time. But with the supply and demand factor working in your favor for the long foreseeable future, rising rents can almost be guaranteed. They'll move and go up and down at different paces, but they're going to rise. And this is really important because when you purchase your property, you've locked in the price. And two, if you've acquired a fixed loan, you've locked in your expenses as well, your costs. Your costs are fixed. But because of rising rents, your income increases and your profit margin expands. Got it? Number 9, financial freedom. Yes, if you look at real estate investing as a long-term, indefinite play, the income from that real estate can set you free. I mean, what can be accomplished in a 10-year span, and just a 10-year span, not to mention a 20 or 30-year span. I'm just talking about a 10-year span. What you can accomplish there, that's going to put you in the top 1% of wealth of the nation's population. Something that retirement plans and pensions, they'll never be able to do. You just can't save. You can't put money in there fast enough. You can't save it fast enough for it to do that. It's not difficult at all for the average person to achieve in just 10 years what 95% of the population is unable to do in 40. Do you get that? It's really accessible and really probable with a focused mindset and the right resources and system and experience in place. The average person, it's not difficult for them at all to achieve in just 10 years what 95% of the population is unable to do, totally failing to do in 40 years. That's what real estate can do for you. Number 10, drum roll please, control. You can control real estate like no other investment. I mean, if you're investing in a business and you're part of the business owner and you make the business decisions, I guess that would be a big exception. But as far as just an investment goes, a straight investment goes, you can control real estate like no other investment. You can force appreciation, you can improve its performance, you can change its use, or you can sell it and turn it into cash, or you can sell and carry back financing to maintain that cash flow while decreasing your time and management, or you can just do nothing and just let it do its thing. It's up to you. You call the shots. You've got control with real estate. That's my favorite one, actually, is control. You just don't have that on Wall Street. You don't have that with your 401k. You just don't know. You don't have that with pensions. How many people were expecting a pension their entire life only to find out at age 65 it just wasn't there. It wasn't there in the way that it was promised. Alrighty, so if you've just been converted, because we just went over these 10 reasons of why you should hold instead of flip. I'll review them. 1, appreciation. 2, cash flow. 3, leverage. 4, above average ROI. 5, amortization. 6, depreciation. 7, a hedge against inflation. 8, rising rents. 9, financial freedom. And 10, control. Now, if you've just been converted and you want to get started holding income property for its passive income and the 9 other reasons to do so, go to passiveincomeaudit.com to book a call with a cash flow savvy specialist. If you're lucky, you're going to get to talk to Mercedes. It's going to be great. It's a fantastic experience. Everybody leaves there rejuvenated and excited and happy because that's just kind of the person she is. And if everything makes sense, she'll help you make the next steps, or she'll give you some great advice of what the alternatives would be. So go to passiveincomeaudit.com. Alrighty, I'll see you next week on another episode of Turnkey Real Estate Investing, where cash flow is king.
Does your money work for you as hard as you do for it? If not, no worries. You do not have a money problem. You merely have an idea problem. We're cashflowsavvy.com, and we'd like to share a new idea with you around income real estate that can transform your financial future and accelerate its arrival. Go to cashflowsavvy.com and download a free investor's package. Cashflowsavvy.com. You do not have a money problem, merely an idea problem. Cashflowsavvy.com. More ideas, less worries. Cashflowsavvy.com.